Good morning, my friends. Today is April 20th, and that is a very special day because, title says it all, it's Earth Day. Now, Earth Day was a holiday that they decided upon in the 70s to help remind people that this is a planet we have to take care of. And so here with Little Critter, he talks about some great ideas that we can share to help save the planet. Now, if we were at school together today, you know me, we would be making a circle map of all of your great ideas. Feel free to try that at home, of things that we can do to help make this world a better place. Earth Day by Mercer Mayer. Today we learned all about Earth Day. It is a special day. It is when we celebrate our planet. We watched a movie about the Earth's climate. Climate is how hot or cold it usually is outside. The Earth is getting hotter and the ice at the North Pole is melting. That's where the polar bears live. Yikes! I have to slow down the melting. Dad, I asked, what can we do to stop the ice from melting? Let's find out, he said. Very smart, do a little research. It turns out that the energy we use doing everyday things like driving cars and watching TV is making the Earth warmer. We have to save energy, I said. So I turned off the computer and all the lights as fast as I could to save energy. That's a very good idea. We need to use them sometimes. We just want to be thoughtful about it. Be careful, Dad, I said. And if it's dark, you need the lights on. The next morning, when little sister was brushing her teeth, I turned the faucet off. Saving water helps the polar bears, I said. So when you're brushing and your toothbrush is in your mouth, you don't need to have that faucet running. You can turn that off. That's one little simple thing you could do every day to help save water. I didn't want to take the school bus the next morning, but Mom said, the bus saves energy. All the other moms and dads don't have to drive their cars. Good thinking, Mom said. That's also called a carpool. Some of the teachers that don't live in Cambria, we would do that occasionally. We would carpool, we would drive together, and it was so much fun. After school, my friends and I collected cans, bottles, and newspapers, and then took them to the recycling center. We put the money we earned in a big jar to give to a Critterville charity called We Love Polar Bears. The next day was Earth Day. Happy today. The whole class went to the park to plant trees. Trees are good for the earth. They help suck up bad stuff out of the air. They do. They breathe in the old air and they release fresh, beautiful air. We're so lucky where we live that there's lots of trees. It was hard work. Come on, guys, I said, do it for the earth and the polar bears. Our teacher thought I should dig smaller holes. I think he got a little carried away with his digging, but he's sure having fun. We made signs that said reduce, reuse, recycle. Then we put the signs up everywhere to remind everyone how they can help too. Reduce means to use less. Reuse means to use it again in a different way. Like when we made our paper trees, we used some things that would have just gone into the trash and we made something new. And recycle means don't put it in the landfill trash bin, put it in the blue recycle bin so we can turn it into new paper or new plastic or new metal. That night I couldn't sleep, so I went to the kitchen for a snack. Then I saw a little sign that said, climate control. That's it, I yelled. I know how to save the polar bears. I have to change the climate. Hope he doesn't turn the fridge down. The next morning I got right to work. I made a list, just like Mom would do. Next, I drew up the plans, just like Dad. Remember our growth mindset. If you don't make a plan, it's just a wish. So he's making a plan to really make something happen. Little sister helped collect everything on the list. The most important thing was ice. We needed lots of ice. Wonder where he's going with that idea. I put all the parts together. What is it? Mom asked. It's a climate control machine, I answered. It will cool down the earth and save the polar bears. Now, I would definitely give him STEM points, STEM, right? Science, technology, engineering, and math for what he created. Very, very clever. See, the fan blows over the cool ice so that it's cooling air. How does it work? Mom asked. Oh, spoiler. Well, I said, the fan blows air over the ice and makes the Earth's air cooler and keeps the ice at the North Pole from melting, and that will save the polar bears. It's a very great idea. I put a thermometer on top, and I waited for the climate control machine to start working, but my ice kept melting, so I had to borrow more ice from everyone in my neighborhood. I worked very hard all day long, but the temperature stayed the same. Finally, after it became dark, it got colder. Hooray, he says. Oh, but the next morning the temperature went back up. The climate control machine doesn't work, I said. It will never save the polar bears. That's not true, said Dad. Because of what we learned, I turn off my computer at night. Little sister turns off the water when she brushes her teeth. And we all turn off the lights when we leave the room. Really easy things you can do too. Then Dad added, you and your friends collected bottles and cans and newspapers to recycle. You also planted trees for fresh, clean air. Well, that made me think. He'd been doing great deeds all along and he didn't even realize it. Wow, I said. We are all climate control. Climate control machines, because everything we do can help save the earth. And don't forget the polar bears. Speaking of reusing and recycling, if you have some old magazines lying around, or even these come in the mail, call them junk mail. I usually put mine right in the recycle bin, but you can do a great paper tearing collage to make your very own recycled earth.